Hello everyone, good morning all of you. Welcome to you all in today's first online session of our new chapter. And the name of our new chapter is Fields and Fancies. Now you are thinking that what is the meaning of fields and fancies? Which topics we are going to study in this chapter? These all things, these all questions which arise in your mind. So let us start our this chapter from the introduction part of this chapter. Then after we are discussing about what is the perimeter, and in the last we are discussing about what is an area. This perimeter and this area which is new topics for you, so please see this whole video and understand the meaning of perimeters and areas. In this you have to find out the perimeter and the areas of different shapes which have the different size. But before that you have to know that what is the meaning of fields and fences. Field means what? Fences means what? So let us start our today's session. You can see here, this is one image. In this image you can see all around the greeneries are there, but you can see here some portion of this greenery which is occupied, which is bound by, which is covered by one fence, and inside that fence some portion of land. So this portion is known as fields. Now what is the meaning of field? In easy language we can say that field means an open area. In that open area you can play outdoor games, you can plant any of the things, you can plant any of the crop, you can plant trees, you can do many things in that open area. So this is known as the field. Now the another name of field is area. So area means what? Area means the space occupied. If you occupy some of the space, then it is known as the field, then it is known as the area. If you are growing some plant inside this land, then you have to find out that what is the area occupied by the trees. Now, there is some limit of this open area. In open area, there are the many different partition of it, which is covered by the fence. So you can see here this field covered by one fence. So this wooden fence is known as, so we can say that this is the covers an open area. Means if you want to plant in this field, then you can just occupy, you can do in this portion only, and in these fields you have your own right. You can do anything in this of the field. You can see there is some limit, there is some limitation of your house. If you want to build your house in a maximum space, then you can do that thing, but in that land you have your own right. If that land is yours, then you can do that in your, you can build your house in that land as much as you have to use your space. And your house is covered by some wall, means that is your own land. You can do whatever you want to do, you can do on that land, means in that land you have your own right. So an open area which is covered by the fences is known as the perimeter. So the another name of field is area, and another name of the fences, that is the perimeter. Have you ever seen, have you seen anything in this image? See here, whenever we are talking about the area, means they are talking about inside the field. Means in the area we are just talking about the inside things. And whenever we are talking about the perimeter, at that time you have to just see the boundaries of that land, boundaries of that shape. Let us clear the idea of the area and perimeter. See here, this is one piece of land. In this piece of land, if I want to grow, if I want to plant some of the trees, then where can I plant the trees? If I want to plant trees, then where can I plant it? Yes, if I want to plant trees, then I want to use the land which is covered by the fence. Means I can plant trees inside the land. So whenever they are talking about to plant any of the things, you have to remember that they are talking about its area. Yes? Now, if you want to build your house in this much area, then you can use this much land only. If you want to play on the land, then you can utilize this much land only, which is bound by some faces. So in this you can use the word area. Now what about the perimeter? Let us see the perimeter. Suppose this is also one piece of land, or we can say this is one garden. Now, if you want to walk, then where you can walk? Inside the garden or outside the garden? Suppose this is your inside part, and if you want to walk, then you can walk in the boundaries of this garden. So you can see here, like this way you can do walking. Whenever you are walking in the garden or in any of the place, at that time you can walk outside of that thing. So whenever they are talking about the outside thing, at that time it is known as the perimeter. Another example, if you want to cover this piece of land to protect it, then you cover this land by some fences. You can see this is the fence. So in these cases, you have to find out the perimeter. You see in this thing, whenever we have to find out the perimeter, at that time we are just seeing the outside things which is covered by the fences. So one thing that is clear in your mind, that whenever we have to find out the area, at that time we have to see inside, and whenever we have to find out the perimeter, at that time we have to see the outside things. Let us discuss about the perimeter. What is the perimeter? The word perimeter has been derived from the Greek word. This word perimeter, which is derived from the Greek word. Which Greek word? That is the peri. Peri means around and metron means measure. In perimeter, what we are doing? In the perimeter, we are just measuring the around things, outside things. So the one thing is that the word perimeter comes from the Greek word. Which is the Greek word? Peri and metron. What is the meaning of peri? That is the around. And what is the meaning of metron? That is the to measure. So in perimeter we are measuring the around things. Now what is the meaning of perimeter? Perimeter is the total length of the sides. If they were given any of the shapes to you, and you have to find out the total length of that side. If you are doing the addition of all the sides, then you are getting the perimeter of that shape. And if you can find out the perimeter only and only in the two-dimensional shape. Now, as already you studied in our previous standard and in previous chapters, that what is the meaning of two-dimensional shape? The shape which have only and only two things. Either it's a length or breadth, or either it's a height and breadth, or length and height. The shape which have only and only two things, it is known as the two-dimensional shape. So, if you want to find out the perimeter of any of the shape, then it must be a 2D shape. It must be a two-dimensional shapes. If you want to measure the total length of that shape, then you can use ruler to measure the length of all the sides. In our previous standard, we just measure any line segment, or you draw the line segment for the given measurement. Now in the perimeter, the same thing is that if you want to find out the perimeter and if they were given any shape to you, then you can use ruler. With the help of the ruler, you just measure any of the things, but that thing should be small in a size and it should be a regular shape. Regular shape means we can say that either it's a square or either it's a rectangle, triangle, pentagon, hexagon. But what about the circle? If you want to find out the total length of the circle, then you can use the ruler? No, you can't use the ruler, because ruler that have the straight measurement, whereas the circle has curved surface. Therefore, to measure any of the curved shape, you cannot use the ruler. How we can use the ruler to measure any of the things? Let us see. See here, if you want to measure this is the size of this rectangle, then here, see here, this is the length of this rectangle and this is the breadth of this rectangle. If you want to measure this breadth, then how you can measure it? So first you have to take your ruler. Here in the starting point you have to put the 0 and you can see here where it is end. It is end on 4 centimeter. So we can say that the breadth of this rectangle is 4 centimeter. Let us see the next one. Let us see the next one. If you want to measure the size of this triangle, what is the length of this triangle? Then what you want to do? You have to put the 0 in the starting point of this side and then you have to see that where it is end. So you can say that it is end on 18 centimeter. So what is the length of this side? That is the 18 centimeter. One thing you have to remember that whenever you are find out the perimeter and whenever you are find out the area of any of the shape, you have to write down their units. Now in your mind that what is the meaning of unit? Unit means in which measurement we are measuring that shape. Either it's a centimeter, either it's a meter or either it's a kilometer, that you have to mention it. If they were not given any units to you, then you have to write down only and only unit. Here we are measuring this side in centimeter, therefore we are write down here centimeter. But if here nothing is given as a unit, then we have to write down like this, 18 units. Now let us discuss the next one. Again it's a perimeter. The perimeter is determined by adding the length of all the sides and edges of the shape. If you want to find out the perimeter, then what do you want to do? You have to just add all the lengths which is given of that shape. Or we can say that you have to just add all the length of the sides or edges that already we studied. What is the meaning of side? What is the meaning of edge? In that, to find out the perimeter, what do you want to do? You have to just add all the numbers of sides. For irregular shape, now this irregular shape, that is the new for you. Regular shape means what? If there is given triangle, square, rectangle, then these all are known as the regular shape. But what about the irregular shape? Irregular shape means the shape which have the covered lines, which is bound by covered lines. That is known as the irregular shape. So if you want to find out the perimeter of irregular shape, then you can use the string of the thread. With the help of the thread, you can find out the perimeter of irregular shape. What do you want to do? You have to just place it exactly along the boundaries of the shape. And the total length of that string used along the boundary is the perimeter of shape. Let us see how it is. If you want to measure the irregular shape, then how you can use it? How you can see? See here in this image there is one circle, and if you want to find out the perimeter of this circle, then first we are taking this thread, put it on its boundary, and then after that much part of that thread you have to measure like this, which is shown in this scale. So here we can say that the perimeter of this irregular shape is 20 centimeter. So you have to remember that if the shape is regular, then you have to measure it by the ruler or a scale. But if that shape is irregular and you have to find out the perimeter, then you have to use the thread. First of all, you have to take the thread and put it on its boundary, and then you have to take that much thread, put in the scale like this, and then you have to measure it. What is the length of that irregular shape? Now perimeter can be defined as the path or the boundary of that surrounds a shape. If they were given any of the shape and if you want to find out the perimeter, then we can say that the path or the boundary of that surroundings of a shape. So normally perimeter means what? You have to add all the measurement of all the sides, then you are getting the perimeter of any given of the shape. Or we can say that it can also be defined as the length of the outline. Or in another word we can say that the perimeter means what? Perimeter can be defined as the outline of any of the shape. A regular shape. A regular shape means it's a 2D shape, two-dimensional shapes where all the interior angles and the side measures the shape. A regular shape means what? The side of that shape is same. If they were given any of the triangle, then all the side of the triangle is 3. If they were given any of the square and the one side of that square is 4, then if it is regular square, then all the side of that square is same, that is the 4, 4, 4 only. Then it is known as the regular. What about the irregular? An irregular shape is a shape which has sides and angles of any of the length or any of the side. If they are talking about the irregular shapes, then we can say that the irregular shapes have any length. One side is a 3 centimeter, another one is 5 centimeter, another one is 6 centimeter. Then it is known as the irregular, and the length as well as the side of that shape is different. Now see, what is the meaning of polygon? A polygon means a plane figure. You can see here they were given one plane figure of the triangle which is closed by the sides, and this side is known as the line segment. So we can say that polygon means what? A plane figure that closes in a shape using only and only in the line segment. Now what about the regular polygon? Regular polygon means what? The first condition for the regular polygon is that it has the 2 dimension only. It have only length and breadth only. The second one, to draw that shape, they have to use the straight side only. Means they have to use straight line only. And the third condition is that all the sides, all the length of that all side should be equal. Should be equal means what? If one side is 3 centimeter, then other all sides should be 3 centimeter only. If all the sides of any of the shape is same, then it is known as the regular polygon. Then an interior angle, exterior angle, equal interior angle, equal exterior angle means the angle which they were given that should be same. If even one of those features is not present in that shape, then you do not have a regular polygon. Means for the regular polygon, they should follow these all rules. Here you can see that some of the examples of regular and irregular shape. You can see here in the first one, in this in this triangle, all the sides are equal. So it is known as the regular triangle. What is the meaning? What is the another name for this regular triangle? That is the equivalated triangle. Whereas you can see in this image, it has a three side. Yes, but you can see there all the sides in different measurement. So it is known as irregular triangle. Now, you can see here the another second shape, that is the square. You can see here all the side of this square is same. Then it is known as the regular quadrilateral, or we can say that the square. Whereas you can see in the second image it has a four side, but all the side of this quadrilateral is different in length. So it is known as irregular quadrilateral. Now you can see here this is the third shape. In this it has a five sides. See 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So the polygon which have the five sides, it is known as pentagon. And before pentagon we are using regular word. So it means what? All the sides of this pentagon is same. Whereas you can see in the another one, all these shape also have five side 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, but these all are different in the length, so it is known as irregular pentagon. Now the shape which have the six side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then it is known as regular hexagon. If before this pentagon, hexagon, if we are putting the word regular, then it is known as all the side of this shape is same. Whereas you can see in another one, there is also six sides, but all the sides in different length. Therefore, we can say that this is the irregular hexagon. Now, if any of the shape have a seven side, then it is known as heptagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Then it is known as heptagon. If any of the shape have 8 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then it is known as octagon. If any of the shape having a 9 side, then it is known as nonagon, and if any of the shape having a 10 side, then it is known as decagon. Now for the pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, octagon, nonagon and decagon, you have to use word regular if all the sides of this polygon is same. I hope you have clear the idea about the regular and irregular. Regular means what? All the sides of the same length. Whereas the irregular means what? There is the different length of all the side. Now area. What about the area? In a geometry, the area can be defined as the shape occupied by a flat shape or a surface of an object. If any of this shape is there, if any of the object is there, if it is occupy any of the shape, any of the length, then it is known as the area. The area of the figure is the number of the unit square that cover the total surface of a closed figure. If any of the shape, any of the figure cover somewhat part of that length, somewhat part of the surface, then it is known, and it should be a closed figure, then it is known as the area. And whenever you have to measure the area, you have to use always the area is measured in square units, means square centimeters, square feet, square inches, etc. As we already see and discussed that whenever we are measuring the perimeter, we are just using the units. Either it's a centimeter, meter, kilometer, and if nothing is given, then you have to write down unit. But if you want to find out the area of any of the shape, then before that unit you have to put the word square. If that is a centimeter, then you have to write down square centimeter. If that unit is in the meter, then you have to write down square meter. If that unit in kilometer, then you have to use square kilometer. For the area, you have to use the word square before write down the unit. Now, the word of area, which origin from the Latin word, perimeter origin from Greek word, whereas this word area origin from the Latin, which means a vacant piece of a level ground. Vacant piece means empty space of any of the ground. If any of the ground have an empty space, then it is known as the area. We often find the area of the room. Why we are find out the area of the room? To determine that the size of the carpet to be bought. If you want to bought any of the carpet, then what your parents are doing first, they are just measuring their area of the room, area of the floor. Now another thing, that to cover the floor with the tiles, cover the wall with the paints or wallpaper or a building, or to make the swimming pool. At other examples, whereas in this type of situation you have to find out the area. Let us discuss. Here you can see here it is. Square boxes are there, and if you want to find out the area of this thing, then how you can find out the area of this thing? As already we discussed, whenever we have to find out the area, at that time we have to just count inside the things, inside boxes. So in this you have to find out, you have to count first inside boxes. How many boxes are there? So count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. How many total boxes are there? There are total 25 boxes. So what is the area of this figure? The area of this figure is 25. And we are find out the area, that's why we are putting here square, and here we don't have any units. We have 1 centimeter or 1 millimeter or a 1 meter or a 1 kilometer. No, we don't have any kind of this thing. That's why we are putting like this, square units. Let us see one another example. In our previous slide, we see that we are just to find out the area of this whole table. But if I just draw only one shape in this, I just cover this much area of this land, then what is the area of this figure? So count the number of boxes which covered by this. So how many squares are there? Count it. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So what is the area of this field? So we can say that the area of this field is 4 square units. Understand? Now let us see one another example. If I just cover this much area, if I cover just this much area of the whole land, then how much area I occupy in this land? So count the number of boxes which is covered by the fence, which is covered by this outline. Count how many boxes are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many boxes which I covered? Yes, this is the 6th square unit. So we can say that the area of this field which is occupied by this shape is 6 square unit. Thank you. I hope you understand this concept which is new for you. So do more and more practice of this thing so you have clear idea about this.